Hello! In this video, we are going to talk about oral presentations and we are going to focus on the introduction, what we say at the beginning. And as a preparation for this activity, I have one question for you. How do you usually start an oral presentation? When you have to speak, what do you say first? What do you say at the beginning? Think about it for a moment. All right, thank you. Thank you for considering that question and the answer. Only you know the answer because you are the one who has experience remembering what you usually say at the beginning of your presentations. I have this activity for you. First, please read the following excerpt from an oral presentation. Somebody speaking and they say something like this. Let's read it together. First, I will start by giving a brief introduction on the evolution of technology since 1970 until now. Right after that, I will go on to discuss some important examples of such evolution, and I will finish by examining how it has affected some fields such as education, medicine, and our daily life. The presentation will last about 20 minutes. After that, we will have some time for Q&A. Q&A means questions and answers. All right, so to make sure that we understood that, please complete this activity. Arrange the following topics in the order in which they will be presented according to the text. So, what goes first? All right, I'm gonna ask you to please pause my video, complete the activity, arrange those 4 moments of the presentation that are announced in the text, and then we move on. All right, pause my video, complete the activity. All right, I hope that you paused my video, that you completed the activity, and here are the answers. Let's say the order in which the speaker will present these topics. First, the evolution of technology since 1970, then important examples, then influence on education, medicine, and daily life, and finally, questions and answers. All right. I would like to show you now some lists of expressions that we can use in the introduction of an oral presentation. All right. So, when we are greeting the audience, we can say, you already know that, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Or we could say, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming, etc. You could say, my name is. And that is the way you greet the audience, right? Then comes expressing the purpose of your presentation. So you could say any of these things, not all of them, just one of these. The subject or the topic of my talk is, I'm going to talk about, or my topic today is technology. I'm here today to talk about the influence of technology in daily life, for example. All right? Then the audience usually expects an outline of your presentation, that is, to give them an idea of how you are going to organize your speech. You could say something like this. I'd like to give you a brief outline of my presentation, or the presentation is divided into 5 main sections, and then you name them. Or you can say, to start with, I will do this, or first, I'm going to talk about this firstly, or I'd like to look at this, this, and this. Then you could say, then, or after that, or afterwards, or secondly, I'll be talking about this. Finally, or I'll finish by talking about this, I'll be looking at this. So, as you can see, there are several ways in which you can provide an outline, means an organization of your presentation so that your audience can have an idea of what you will cover, right? And it is always respectful to give them an idea of how long the presentation is going to take. So we could say, for example, my presentation will last or will take about 30 minutes, or my talk will take about 25 minutes, etc. And you can also say how you are going to handle questions. You could say, feel free to interrupt me if you have any questions. Or you could say, I'll be happy to answer your questions at any time during the presentation. Or I'll be happy to answer any questions you have at the end of my presentation. You decide. Or you could say, there will be a Q&A session after the presentation. What is important is that your audience will know what to expect from you. All right? So we're going to put these expressions into practice, some of them, in this activity. It says, using some of the expressions you learned or similar expressions, write the script of the section of an oral presentation in which you offer an outline of the following presentation about the microchip. So here we have the outline. All you have to do is tell the audience what your presentation is going to be about. You don't have to research this. You just put this together in a way in which you would tell the people how your presentation is going to be organized. So here you have the topics. Think about them for a moment and pause my video, complete the activity, and write what script you would use or what would you say to introduce these topics. Okay, go ahead, pause my video, complete the activity, please. All right, excellent. I hope that you did complete the activity, that you have sort of a script of what you would say. All right, so this is a sample response or a sample way of introducing those topics. So let me read them with you. First, I will start by giving a brief definition of what a microchip is, and I'll share with you a bit about its history. Afterwards, or you could say after that, or just let's say afterwards, or you could say then, or secondly, I will move on to the characteristics of microchips and how they have been adapted to meet the needs of today's world. After that, for example, I will explain which types of microchips are available, and I will finish by presenting the opportunities that these components offer for us in the near future. That is just one sample answer. Okay? I am going to pause my video so that you can listen to the pronunciation and practice with the native speaker. Go ahead, please. Practice your pronunciation.
First, I will start by giving a brief definition of what a microchip is, and I'll share with you a bit about its history. Afterwards, I will move on to the characteristics of microchips and how they have been adapted to meet the needs of today's world. After that, I will explain which types of microchips are available, and I will finish by presenting the opportunities that these components offer for us in the near future.
Thank you. Thank you very much for pronouncing that with them. And remember that there are many ways in which you can introduce a presentation, an oral presentation. You greet the audience, you provide an outline of your presentation, you announce the duration of your presentation, and you tell them how you are going to handle questions. Thank you very much for your participation in this activity, and I will see you in the next video.